bit of a daredevil? Do you like going to places that are dangerous? Well, we have a few places on this list that are dangerous. And you might not want to go to these places. Don't worry, we'll tell you why. So grab a seat and sit down because we've got a few you might not have thought of. First up is Death Valley, California, USA. Death Valley has a lot of tourists every year because of the jaw-dropping views. This national park is perfect for those who are looking for a landscape that has sand dunes, rock salt spires, and salt flats. However, you need to be careful because it's the hottest part of America. You will run into some interesting things. You might meet some rattlesnakes while on your hike. There are also scorpions and black widows that wander around. On top of that, there's always a chance that you will walk into an illegal marijuana cultivation site. Also, it's just extremely hot, so you can imagine just how many heat-related fatalities happen in Death Valley. The reason why it was given this name is because many pioneers ended up dying here in the 19th century. Gruesome. However, it's not just the heat you need to look out for. It's actually drivers that tend to cause the most accidents there. Yep, those drivers like to get into car accidents and cause fatalities. Overall, it might be beautiful to look at, but it's not the best option for those going to the States for the first time. Maybe try out somewhere else that's hot, but not as dangerous, like Las Vegas. Actually, Vegas can be pretty dangerous too, but you'll be fine. Will you go to Death Valley? Has it been added to your list of places to visit? Next, we have Chernobyl, Ukraine. Just hearing the name Chernobyl, you already know why this is not a good place to go exploring. After the 1986 Chernobyl disaster, which is still considered to be a nuclear accident, many people died. It happened near the city of Pripyat in northern Ukraine, but it's not just the number of people who died that matter. The radioactive chemicals ended up contaminating the surrounding area. This led to more danger and deaths. It was closed to the public until 2011, but it has been open to tourists now. That is why many tourists who like to be a daredevil go here. However, tour operators will take tourists around the site where the radiation levels are considered safe. How safe it is, I don't know, so don't ask me. However, now people are able to go to the epicenter of the disaster, which is reactor number 4. Except, people will need to wear protective gear and take part in tests afterwards to show researchers what their exposure to radiation is afterwards. Also, these tours are only 5 minutes long. Except, with what's going on in Ukraine right now, I would say that Ukraine just shouldn't be on any tourists' lists. However, would you like to go see Chernobyl? Would you go into the epicenter of the accident? And now for Darvaza gas crater, Turkmenistan. First of all, if you're able to get into Turkmenistan, then you've already accomplished something that most people can't do. It is one of the hardest countries to get a visa to visit because it's closed off to the world. Also, while you're there, you'll need to follow the very strict rules of the country. Trust me, look up some of these rules and you'll see what I mean. Anyways, if you manage to get into Turkmenistan, then you might not want to visit the gas crater. I mean, just think about it. You're standing on the edge of a crater. Look down to see what the locals call the gates of hell. This flaming inferno came about in the 70s. The Soviet geologists drilled into a cave looking for oil. Instead, they created a natural field to collapse into itself and set ablaze. Could you imagine standing there and being responsible for that? I would be terrified for my life at that moment. Even though it has been several decades, the flames are still going, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon. It's actually found in the Karakum Desert. Now, tourists can camp outside by the edge and watch the flames reach up into the night sky. In 2018, a fence was erected so tourists would stop going to the edge and getting too close. I mean, why are you going that close anyways? If you are, then that's just you not thinking properly. I'm sure those flames could burn your face off if they go too close to you, but that's just me. Anyways, would you even try to get into Turkmenistan? Would you like to go see the gates of hell? Also, keep watching to learn more about the dangerous places in the world that you maybe shouldn't add to your travel list. Up next, Karajini National Park, Australia. Australia, the place where all the deadly insects and animals live. Australia is already not on my list to visit because I learned about spider season, but the Karajini is another place I won't be visiting. There are some beautiful emerald pools with cascading waterfalls, but it's in the outback. If you know anything about the outback, then you'll know that it's a place where many people get hurt. The national park is found in Western Australia, and it's prone to dangerous weather conditions like high temperatures and flash flooding. Also, the road to go and see these waterfalls cause a lot of accidents, which doesn't help top when it comes to safety. However, this is one of the national parks that do not have crocodiles, but there are some snakes that might want to have a bite of you instead. There are venomous snakes like the king brown because this is Australia, where everything's trying to get you. Will you be going to Australia? Do you know what spider season is? And now onto Mount Huashan, China. China is filled with a lot of rich history and cool technology. However, if you go to the Shanxi province in the northwest, then you'll see Mount Huashan. This mountain is a popular place for people to go for a pilgrimage, thanks to the 5 peaks and the Taoist temples. But if you want to go for your own modern reasons, then you'll learn that it has one of the world's deadliest hikes. There are a lot of trails that go around the mountain, and many of them are steep. However, it is the plank path that gets people. It's narrow and rickety, and it's just in the mountainside. You're also going to be 5,000 feet in the sky. If you fall off, then you won't be making it back home. People have fallen off during this hike, and they ended up dying because of the drop and the impact. It's not a hike I recommend to people because it's one that has too much risk and not enough reward. I don't know. It's definitely not on my list of places to visit. Would you go to China to climb up this mountain? Do you have China on your list? Finally, we have Skellig Michael, Ireland. This isle pokes out of the Atlantic waters, and let me tell you, the ocean is one scary place. The Skellig Michael is off the coast of Kerry in Ireland. It used to be home to a lot of monks, not anymore. Also, this has become a very popular tourist destination because it was where some of Star Wars 7: The Force Awakens was filmed. We all know that Star Wars fans will happily travel far and wide to see the shooting areas, but maybe stay away from this place. The ruins of the ancient monastery are at the top, but there are no handrails and only scary drops. The route to get up there can be scary and treacherous. That is why some climbers have actually fallen to their death when they tried to reach the top. Luckily, Ireland noticed that many people wanted to visit this place, and instead of letting tourists fall to their death, they implemented some safety measures like limiting the amount of people who can go. However, many boats won't go that way because of the water. The weather can be terrible, making it too dangerous to sail there. That is why many people will need to just stay on the mainland. Except, if you're one of the people that defy all the odds and make it there, then you'll see some amazing views. However, I don't know why you would risk your life. There are already some amazing places to see in Ireland. You don't need to go there. Will you be heading to Ireland anytime soon? Would you like to go to Skellig Michael? Will you be going for Star Wars or the monks? Anyways, that's all we have for this video. There are some scary places in the world, and I don't think I'm brave enough to go to any of them. Maybe I'll have to find one that isn't too bad. Are there any on this list that surprised you? Are there any that we missed? Will you be going to any of these places one day? Let us know what you think down below.